Today I want us to talk about the victory. From the book of 1 Samuel, chapter 17. In life, we have many challenges. In life, we need victory. In life, we need to overcome many things. We need discipline, commitment, and faith to be victorious. Today, we want to see David, how he got victory over Goliath. He had three things that led him to victory. One, he knew himself. He knew who he was. He knew his enemy Goliath, and he knew his weapons. You know yourself? You know your enemy? You know what you have. David knew himself. We see this in verse 31 to 34. David painted a picture of hope and victory. He said, "This servant will go and fight." In the midst of fear, David had hope and victory in mind and in sight. David stressed his courage and skills as the basis of his faith. David knew he had skill and he had faith. So he was ready to go forth to fight with Goliath. He said, "This servant slew both the lion and the deer." So David knew himself. He knew the basis of his faith. He had done it before. He had seen God in the past. David alluded to the fact that God's love is unfailing. So the God who was with me then is the same God who today delivered me from this uncircumcised Philistine. David knew, said it clearly, he will deliver me out of the hand of this Philistine. David knew who his God is. David spoke with great confidence in God because of his relationship with God. He knew who God is, and he knew the power of God. David knew the source of his strength, the source of his confidence, and the source of his great victory that he was expecting and seeing ahead. David spoke with great confidence in God because he knows and he knew who God is. David, in the midst of people who were feared, the soldiers were afraid. They were concerned. But David, as he was talking, he lifted the people, the soldiers, from the valley of depression to the mountain of faith and vision. They were down, they were depressed, they were in fear. But when David came to the scene, by his word, by his actions, he took the people out of the fear and to faith and vision. Saul was inspired with David's faith and courage that he gave him his approval. He said, "Go, and the Lord be with thee." That's verse 37. Saul gave David his approval. "Go, and the Lord be with thee." Look at it. For David came to the scene, people were afraid, people were concerned. But when David came to the scene, David knew who he was. David had proved God in his private life. And he knew now in public life, God is not going to leave him. We need to know God in our private life. And when you go to the public, we will go with the same power of the living God. He had seen God when he was taking care of the animals. Now he said, the same God who was with him in private life, the same God who is going with to face Goliath in a public life. Question to ask: do we see God at work in our private lives? As individual, if I go to the public, I need to see the hand of God in my private life. As I said when I was starting, in life there are many wars that we fight. And we we need victory. We need the victory over these wars. Be it personal war, family war, spiritual war, we need victory. We only get victory when we know ourselves and the source of our strength. David knew the enemy very well. Second point. He knew who he was, he knew the source of his power, he knew the basic or the basis of his faith. He knew the God that was trusting him. The next thing is he knew the enemy. He said in verse 26, "Who is this uncircumcised Philistine that he should defy the armies of the living God?" He knew Goliath. And he said Goliath is uncircumcised. Goliath has no claim among the people of God. Goliath is not having the faith that he has, the God that he has. He knew Goliath had only the physical strength, but not the spiritual strength that he had. He knew that Goliath does not have the power that he has to lead to victory. So he had confidence. People were seeing the mighty Goliath, him he was seeing a small man before him, uncircumcised fellow. He knew that Goliath, as far as he is concerned, cannot fight with the armies of the living God. So David knew who he was, knew who Goliath was. The last thing he did, he knew his weapons. He knew what he had to fight with. Physically, he had just a stone, a sling, and a staff. But this was nothing compared to what Goliath had. But he had the secret weapon, which is the knowledge of who God is. David had a secret weapon, the knowledge of the true God. David had complete faith in God, and he knew that God was going to lead him to victory. He said, "The battle belongs to the Lord." He knew he was going to fight for him. And we see clearly, faith in the heart puts strength in our hand and feet. When you have faith in your heart, give strength to your hand and your feet. David had faith. This was seen in his hand and in his feet as he walked towards Goliath. David put the battle in the right perspective. For you to win the battle, you must put it in the right perspective. He said, the battle is the Lord's. He was not going to fight, but the Lord was going to fight using him. In life, how do we see the battle that we fight? Do you put the battle in the right perspective? The Bible is very clear. The name of the Lord is a strong tower to the righteous. They run to it and they are safe. Proverbs 18 verse 10. The name of the Lord is a strong tower to the righteous. When they run to it, they are safe. David knew the name of his Lord. As we go to war, we need to choose our weapons wisely. We need to be armed well for the war. David knew that what he needed more was faith in the living God. Paul said in Ephesians 6 verse 10, "Be strong in the Lord and the power of his might." You need to be strong in the Lord and the power of his might. And he said again in the same Ephesians 6:16, "Above all, taking the shield of faith." Let us all take the shield of faith. We fight every day. We fight every hour. We need the victory. We only win when we have the shield of faith to fight with. In conclusion, I'll draw some points from this passage. One, the world where we live in is full of challenges. You need to know the battle is the Lord's. May the Lord fight for us. Maybe academic battle, spiritual battle, economic battle, medical battle. It's the Lord who can fight for us. Let us know that blood battle belongs to the Lord. Then let us have the right motivation. David said, that the whole world may know that there's a God in Israel. So we're going to fight just to gain fame, but the whole world may know that there's a God in Israel. Say it clearly. By winning Goliath, the whole world may know that there's a God in Israel. Whatever God does through us should be for the benefit of the whole body of Christ. If God blesses me, should bless other people. If God blesses me, people should see that surely there's God that I worship. God uses the weak things to send the strong. 1 Corinthians chapter 1 verse 27. God is using the weak things that we despise. When David was coming, Goliath despised him. Said, who is this? Why do you come to me with a stick like a dog? But David said, I come to thee in the name of the Lord of hosts. David knew. He knew who God is. David challenges us, and this is, other than investing in weapons, we need to invest our hearts in and personal life in God. Instead of buying weapons, you need to trust in God. So Goliath had a big spear, he had a shield, but David had true trust in the living God. The battle is lost. David looked at Goliath with the eyes of faith. Others saw a giant. David saw uncircumcised Philistine. When people see challenges and they magnify them, by faith they see God. Some people, they just see challenges, just see Goliath in everything. But David saw just a small uncircumcised man. People saw a huge guy. We need to take our position and wait on the Lord for victory. In life, take your position. Do what you need to do. Pray, study, be trained, but wait for the Lord to give you victory. There's what we call human responsibility and God's sovereignty. There's a part you need to do, and leave the rest to God. Do your part and leave the rest in the hand of the living God. In life, there are challenges. In life, there are disappointments. In life, there are those who can discourage us. But David moved beyond the discouragements. Moved beyond his elder brothers and was looking at God. Saul gave him the clothes, he tied them and left them there. Could not go in that military dress of Saul, but he went with faith. In faith, let's go forth. The challenges in life, the challenges in the world, we need God with us. We need a strong faith in the power of the living God. Just like David, let's have the right perspective. Let's look at the war and say the battle is not ours, it is the Lord's. Like David, let's say that the battle is the Lord's. Whatever challenge you have, let us trust in God. Life is becoming hard day by day, financially, socially, academically, the challenges. Need God to fight for us. Need to know God. We need to trust in God. We need to see God in our private life, that we can go with Him in our public life. We need God. We need God. We need faith that can give strength to our hands and our feet. We need faith in our hands. Can give strength that we can move forth with that faith. In life, let's know God. Let's trust God. David knew his God, and he knew the power of his God. And Saul said it right. Go, and the Lord be with thee. The world is full of challenges. As we go forth, may we go, but the Lord be with us. Whatever we're going to do from now on, we put the Lord first. But the Lord will be with us, the Lord will bless us. He will guide us. He will provide and protect and lead when we trust in Him. He's a great God. David won victory over Goliath. They killed him, took his sword and chopped off his head. Not because he was strong, but the Lord was with him. There are many Goliaths in our lives. May we fight them, because the Lord is with us. May we win victory, because the Lord is with us. You may despise us, may look down upon us, but let's go in faith. Let's go trusting that our God is able. And with God, we can do everything. With God, we have the victory. Let's have the true faith. Faith put into action. Faith put into test. Faith seen in private life can be taken to public life. David knew himself. He knew the enemy Goliath. He knew his weapon, the faith in the living God. Do you have any weapon to fight with? We know our enemy. It's good to know your enemy. It's good to know yourself. And it's good to know which weapon are you using to fight. I urge you to take your time and go through the book of 1 Samuel and just see what happened. How the soldiers were afraid. How God was coming down and just despising them from time to time. But when David came in the name of the Lord, he won the victory. May we go forth and win. That's my love, my wish, and my prayer. That all of us here, we may have victory. May God bless us all.